Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Bao Yi youth, Bao Sang youth, Xiang Guang auspicious light youth, Hua Seng youth, and Padma Kumara lotus youth. Simu, Danten Gatso, Tutan City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Aisteru, Sarange, Hola, amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi, Ichiban, Kimochi ii. Yappy, bling bling. Konnichiwa. Now would like to announce for next Sunday, October 11th, 3 p.m. There will be Amoghapasa, Avalokitesvara, Homa, fire offering ceremony. This deity is a great deity. In the past, there were many people becoming primary supplicants for this deity, Amoghapasa. Heart mantra.
Amogha Biseya Hom Ban Cha Om Amogha Biseya Hom Ban Cha.
His mantra, Om Amogha Biseya Hom Ban Cha. The mudra is like this. Cross the thumbs and the index fingers are pressing on the thumbs. Amoghapasa Avalokitesvara. In the Vajradhatu Mandala and Dharmadhatu Mandala, he has his own position there. So this deity has the most people becoming primary supplicants.
因为有不空两个字，
Because his name includes Amuga, which means non-empty. If you come and attend the ceremony and become the primary supplicant,
那你一定是不空。
then you would be non-empty.
那么今天我们做这个，
So today we perform Padma Kumara Homa. And why did Grandmaster chanted so
保
many
义童子，
youth?
保上童子，
So Bao Yi youth, Bao Sang youth,
敦煌石窟里面，
they are at the Donghuang Grottos.
当大威德王的时候，
When Sakyamuni Buddha was
还有莲花，
the
由莲花池
Da Wei the king.
两朵莲花，一朵莲花化身保义童子，
And there were two lotus blossoms that emanated, and one was
这两个童子
Bao Yi youth, and the other one was the Bao Sang youth.
金光佛的面前，
So this king,
金光佛的面前，
which was the past life of Sakyamuni Buddha, so these two youths brought that king, Dawei the
保
king,
义童子
to
上童子
go study Buddhism.
就是大威德王的
Dawei
接
the Wang.
引师。
So the Bao Yi youth and Bao Sang youth were the guiding teachers for the past life of Sakyamuni Buddha, which is the King Dawei De, to
这个保义童
go
子
study Buddhism.
是莲花化身的，
So
最早的
Bao Yi youth and Bao Sang youth were the earliest
莲花
Padma Kumara or lotus youth.
当接引师，
Therefore, Padma Kumaras were once
金光佛。
the guiding teachers of the past life of Sakyamuni Buddha
所以今天就念
to meet the Jingguang Fo, which is the Buddha of pure light.
同时
So that's why today we also invoke the Bao Yi youth and Bao Sang youth.
传
And these two youths
时候，
were the
传给
receiver of the Mahamudra transmissions by the Adharma Buddha.
他是大手印密，
So that's why the Bao Yi youth
最早的祖师
was the earliest patriarch of Kagyupa
手印法的
Mahamudra.
最早的祖师，
So therefore, Padma Kumara is the earliest or the first patriarch of the Mahamudra of
你看，阿弥陀佛化
Kagyupa.
相光童子，
And then the Shangguang youth, auspicious light youth.
头髻放射红光，
So Amitabha Buddha's throat chakra radiated red light.
放射红光，
Radiated red light.
因为他由喉际放射红光，
Because the throat chakra emitted red light,
相光童子，相光
that's why he is named the Shangguang youth or the auspicious light youth. This was the third deity.
童子，
And then the fourth one is Hua Seng youth, which is the same as lotus youth.
阿弥陀佛，
It was an emanated youth, and he was emanated by Amitabha Buddha, and he is named emanated youth or Hua Seng youth. So Amitabha Buddha emanated many youths.
化身童子，
So in the caves of the Donghuang Grottos, in each of the caves there are youths or lotus youths emanated by Amitabha Buddha. Therefore, during the Tang Dynasty, there were 10 verses talking about the emanated youth, which is the same as lotus youth of Padma Kumara. They are the same. They were emanated through the lotus. They were all related to Amitabha Buddha, as I said yesterday. So do you remember the first verse? The lotus youth met the golden sage. The lotus the blossoms showering left and right. The marvelous music was heard above the clouds, enjoying the utmost bliss beyond the heavens. Therefore, lotus youths came from the Sukhavati, or the realm of the utmost bliss. Therefore, the utmost bliss is above and beyond the heavens. So that was this origin. And in the past, Golden Mother told Grandmaster, you are Padma Kumara, lotus youth. That was very vivid. I went to the Golden Mother's fairyland, and Golden Mother told me that I was Padma Kumara. And I saw Padma Kumara, but I could not see his body. It was just bright, radiant light. So, at the place of Golden Mother, the Golden Mother fairyland, there was a Padma Kumara hall. At that time, my mom was very concerned. She thought when I was recognized as the lotus youth, I could not marry. And she said, she asked, so does it mean that Katsu will not be able to get married because he's the lotus youth? But the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas answered that he was allowed to get married. So the relationship between Padma Kumaras and Golden Mother, in my book number 281, the most responsive under the heavens, I wrote about Padma Kumara marrying the daughter of Golden Mother, the lady in Hua. And she was also called Yao Ji. I wrote it clearly. It was something from the past. No need to mention it now. This was also something very amazing. Therefore, at the Donghuang Grottos, you can see the Padma Kumara yidams, and they do form these mudras of holding the lotus and teaching the Dharma. There was a cave in the Donghuang Grottos with Padma Kumara as the main deity, holding this mudra of holding the lotus and teaching Dharma. And with 32 marks of perfections, the look of a Tathagata. And you can also see the Dong Huang Gong, the emperor of the East flower, and the Golden Mother, and Padma Kumara. The East belongs to the element wood, so he's also referred as Donghua Dijun, the Donghua Emperor. And the West belongs to the element of metal or gold. That's why Golden Mother and Padma Kumara all at the same level together, which you can see at the Donghuang Grottos. Prior to the formal Dharma teaching, let me share a joke first. Someone spent $15, maybe in Taiwan dollars, to buy a drink and won 10 million. Maybe a drink is the Bubi drinks, Bubi milk drink. So someone spent $15 to buy a drink, and from the receipt he won tens of millions of dollars. So I started to buy a drink every day and persevere for a long time. And eventually I also won, but I got diabetes. I got diabetes. So the same thing, we do the same thing, but the result is different. So we all practice true Buddha Tantric Dharma, but the fruition that everyone gets is different. So that's the issue. So it doesn't mean that every tantric practitioner will have attainments. Some do, some don't. And why? It is related to your past lives. So that's why sometimes grandmasters just give a blessing and his or her cancer disappeared. Like Elizabeth from Indonesia, in her dreams, she saw Grandmaster operating on her, and then her brain tumor disappeared. And there was another Dharma fellow disciple that here on her neck, under the ear, there was a growth. And she rushed into the Rainbow Temple just at the time when I was giving blessings on the heads. And I touched her head. And she came for spiritual consultation because there was a tumor on her throat. And she just got here and received the blessing, and the tumor disappeared. But it doesn't mean that everyone will have the same experience. It depends on your roots and where you came from. Some people have that affinity for many past lives. What is her name? The one that came to Rainbow Temple? Master Lien Yin. True enough that with the blessing on the head, the tumor decreased and disappeared. And her company also said, wow, what? It disappearing. Sure enough, it did. And also the niece of Master Lien Man in the Hong Kong ceremony. And I just waved this divine duster. And then there was a huge tumor on her head. And with that sweeping, overnight disappeared. She woke up the next day and disappeared. So that's affinity from many lifetimes. But some other people don't have such great responses. So there are many things. Things are predestined. It is affinity. All the affinities are predestined. So I don't blame anyone. It's all in the destiny. That's how it is. You can't be resentful or complain. Other people won great lotteries, like Lian Hua So Mai won 55 million US dollars lottery. 55 million US dollars. Or 160 millions lottery. And Grandmaster also bought some. Aren't you Padma Kumara? Don't you have great transcendent power? Don't you teach Buddha Dharma? You have all the 3 roots of goodness. You are the greatly prosperous Vajra. But how come, Grandmaster, you don't win any lottery? So that's why you can't be resentful. You know, actually, what I got or what I want are the intangible ones, lots of them. But none of the tangible ones. I never won the tangible lotteries. In the past, I also played mahjong. The 16 cards mahjong played by the Taiwanese. And China plays the 13 card mahjong. Aren't you the greatly prosperous Vajra? But every time I lost. Over 50 years ago, every time I played the mahjong, I lost. You know, I threw. If I lost 3 times in a row, I burned them. And then later I bought a new one and I burned them again. And bought new one again and burned them again. And then bought the new one again and burned them again. And then finally, I swore never again to play mahjong. That was things from the past. So from that joke, I thought of those things. So by doing the same thing, some people succeed, some people fail. What are the reasons? So what is it that you lack or that you miss? You have to think, be introspective and see what is missing. So for question and answer from Canada, Lian Hua Xiao Jian. A precious Grandmaster, is there a sutra, mantra, or meditation that can allow enlightenment sooner to understand the true nature of the mind and seeing the Buddha nature? This person wants to get enlightened sooner with sutra, mantra, or meditation. Let me tell you, I just told you earlier, that's your answer. So, you want to gain enlightenment, to have the true understanding of the mind and see the Buddha nature. They all depend on your destiny and affinity. It is predestined so that coincidentally you read the sutra and all of a sudden you are enlightened. Or someone walks and then falls to the ground and they have the true understanding of the mind and seeing the Buddha nature. Or someone sit on the toilet and had a constipation and they tried so hard and finally gain enlightenment even all of a sudden. And someone walked by the bamboo forest and all of a sudden it made the sound of bang and he was shocked and gained enlightenment. So there are many kinds of this true understanding of the mind and seeing the Buddha nature. It depends on your affinity. It's not that a certain sutra or certain mantra to make you enlightened. It's not that by meditating you would be able to gain enlightenment. That's not the case. But when the time comes, when the destiny has matured, then you would gain enlightenment and have the understanding of the true nature of the mind and see the Buddha nature. Grandmaster, I recited Siddhigarbha Sutra according to the True Buddha School way to purge karma of my ailing parents. Afterwards, may I represent my parents' karmic creditors to repent, to take refuge in the Three Jewels and make the vows? Please guide me.
Yes.
Y-E, yes. Yes, you can represent your parents' karmic creditors to repent and to represent karmic creditors to take refuge in the Three Jewels and also to represent karmic creditors to make vows. Sure. Yes, they are allowed. Next question. Lian Hua Chun Jian. Honorable Grandmaster, please briefly explain Buddhahood during Bardo. does it exist? Why does one have to wait until Bardo before attaining Buddhahood? What kind of signs of attainments do we need when alive in order to attain Buddhahood during Bardo? Buddhahood during Bardo is not the same as Buddhahood in this direct Buddhahood in this lifetime, and it's not direct Buddhahood in this body. So not direct Buddhahood in this body, not direct Buddhahood in this lifetime. I heard that Guru Tsongkhapa had attained Buddhahood during Bardo. So what is Buddhahood during Bardo? Because you attain Buddhahood after becoming a Bardo body. And what is Bardo body? Becoming a spirit, a Bardo spirit. Common words like soul, spirits, Bardo, they're all the same. So at the moment of death, you use your 5 qi to push the key, mind qi, to push it through the central channel and to push it out from the apex to become your Bardo spirit. So when the life qi exits from your body, it takes the form of a Bardo spirit. As soon as the Bardo spirit exits your body, so your Bardo spirit sees the lights of the light drops. And by seeing the lights of the light drops, you see the lights of the Vajra chains. And then you see the light of the Vajra screen. And with the flash of the light during Bardo, you take the opportunity, to see the clear light, and you merge with the clear light. So your Bardo spirit merge with the clear light. So your own Bardo spirits, which is the Buddha nature inside your soul, to merge with the clear light. Because you are the child light, and the mother light is the appearance of the lights in the sky. You merge with it, then you attain Buddhahood during Bardo. What kinds of signs of attainments when alive? If you can practice your 5 kinds of qis, the upper qi, the lower qi, the peripheral qi, the fire accompanying qi, and to push your life qi to exit from your body, from your apex. And then in the sky, the clear lights appears and you merge with it. Then this is called Buddhahood during Bardo. So it is called the child light and merging with the mother light. That's called the Buddhahood during Bardo. What signs of attainments? That you can practice the qi so you have a full qi. That you practice the qi so you can be calm and clear. That you practice the qi so you have the power of the qi. That you can push your own soul, your own spirit through the apex and to merge with the clear light. That would be your signs of attainments. I discovered if I practice the qi when seated, I find the qi is dispersed. But if you fold both legs, then the qi is concentrated. So when you practice the treasure-based energy yoga, the qi concentrates at the dantian area, lower dantian, or the middle dantian, or the upper dantian. You would feel it. You have the sensation. And you continually practicing the qi to open the channels. And the qi increases, enhances, powerful and bright. And you practice the inner fire to become light. And you practice so that the body chakra becomes very pure. So water, fire, channels, and qi all together, you can make use of them and make them circulate inside your body properly. At that time, you would have attainment. It's very simple. Those are the signs of attainments. What kinds of signs of attainments? That the qi is very powerful and full. The channels are open and flowing. And your fire is very pure. And your water is very clear and clean. This is the signs of attainments that you may attain Buddhahood during birth or after death, like Grandmaster. I move the qi to the hands and to the teeth. And if I move the qi to my hands, then the qi would go to the hands or to the feet, so that the toes would jump or move to the eyes. Then you would become like the Monkey King's fire eyes. So you can move it to the eyes, to the ears. You can move it to anywhere. When you perform the yoga to exercise the 7 chakras, is to make the qi to circulate all over the body. Or when you practice the Vajra fist exercise, is to make the qi to circulate all over the body. So the qi reaches the top of the head, all the qi to go to the top of the head or to the throat. Those are signs of attainments. Next question from Indonesia. Nian Hoa Zong Cai Xia. There was a reverend who recommended us not to register any ancestors with different family names. After so many years of registering for them all, Then we stopped doing so after hearing this reference recommendation. My question is, will they get angry now that we drop them from our registration? Will they bring troubles to us? Thank you, Grandmaster Amitabha. Which reference was that? This is not helping sentient beings, but instead blocking sentient beings. This referent in the future will fall to hell. That this Dharma teacher or referent recommended us not to register any ancestors with different family names. So the referent must have been very narrow-minded. You know, Sakyamuni Buddha paid homage to the skeletal bones, to piles of bones at the side of the road, and his disciples asked, "You are so precious, why do you pay homage to the piles of bones on the side of the road?" And the Buddha replied that all sentient beings are parents from past lives or siblings. That when you have the affinity to see them, as long as you have the affinity to meet them, that means they are your parents or relatives from past lives. Our parents are not just two. There are many parents from many lifetimes, and many brothers and sisters from many past lifetimes. As long as you meet them, they are all related from past lives. So whoever you know, you can register them from Bardo deliverance. Of course, the ancestors and relatives will get angry and they would capture that referent. Because as Buddhist practitioners, we train our mind, our heart. Cultivating our behaviors and conducts comes from the mind or heart. We have to have a wide open heart or mind. You are my enemy, so I will not register you for Bardo deliverance. That's wrong. That person from Singapore, what's his name? Zheng Yaozong from Singapore. I forgot his name, but I especially asked Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to guide Zheng Yaozong to go to a better realm. Wasn't he despicable? Of course. He took Grandmaster's photo or image and made it into a toilet, and he peed and pooed on it. That my photo was next to the water. So he would pee on my photo and he would poo on my photo. So it's right on my face, so I would eat his poo every day. So he hated me that much. And yet, Grandmaster still helped to Bardo deliver him when he died. and on the internet too. He's defamed and slandered the Grandmaster for years. There were so many articles. So if you search Lu Seng Yen or Seng Yen Lu on the internet, there were many defamations and slanders on the internet still till today, and they were all done by this person, Zheng Yaozong. I heard it was still there. If you just search Grandmaster's name, Seng Yen Lu, this slanders and liberal defamations would come. Why did I still Bardu deliver him? He peed and pooed on my face, but he died a horrible death. His heart exploded, and the blood just spat out from the chest. So quite pitiful. So I still help him. Bardu delivered him. You can also register their names for Bardu deliverance. That's why you have to have a wide open heart and mind. Anyone with affinity with you, you can help them for Bardu deliverance. You can help them to become primary supplicants. This is very important. That Zheng Yaozong in this lifetime had slandered and defamed Grandmaster in this lifetime. Maybe he was someone that had helped me in the past lives. So anytime he was on top of his toilet peeing or pooing, actually he was helping Grandmaster eradicating karma. So that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Malaysia, Si Lian Yin. Homage and grateful to lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng. Grandmaster, you told us that there was a group of ghosts attacking you, and your protectors appeared and eradicated them. I don't understand. Was it the souls of the ghosts that were eradicated? The saying is all sentient beings have Buddha nature. What was it that was eradicated? Was the ghost only has consciousness but no Buddha nature? This is very difficult to explain because it's about the intangibles. You cannot see it. Let me tell you a story. Ghosts have no forms, they are intangible. In our spiritual cultivation, I met someone at the Golden Mother's fairyland, a sage called Zhang Boduan, Mr. Zhang. Zhang Boduan, do you remember? Anyone knows this person? It's Ziyang Zhenren, the Master Ziyang, a Taoist Master Ziyang. When he was alive, he and someone were meditating. They had an agreement. Let's go to Yangzhou and enjoy the blossoms. So they were meditating together. They all traveled out of body. They went to Yangzhou, and the Zen master arrived first and the Taoist master arrived later. So the Zen master also had the great transcendent power. So they enjoyed the Cheong blossoms, a kind of flowers. And after they enjoyed the blossoms, it's called the epiphyllum blossoms. They said, let's pick a blossom before we go back. And then they opened their eyes, but in the hand of the Zen master, there was no blossom, and in the Taoist master, there were 2 blossoms. And then he gave the Zen master a blossom. So the Zen master could not understand. He picked a blossom, but how come there was no blossom after coming back? And why the Taoist master, Zhang Botuan, could have 2 flowers? And the Taoist master replied, the Zen master practiced the mind, and the Taoist master trained in the mind and nature. So practicing the nature, that's practiced by Mahayana Buddhists. Like they just eat once a day, and they're always really hungry and very skinny and pale face. If I only eat once a day, I would be really hungry, starving. I'm already cutting down my food. I eat less, and at night I would feel hungry. At every mealtime I would feel hungry, and they eat only once a day. Is it allowed? Sure. So you're practicing your nature. It's okay if you starve, but you don't die, and you continue to train and meditate. That's called practicing the nature. And the other one is practicing the body and mind. So the water, fire channels inside the body, that's the practice of the body. Then those who practice the body can make forms. That when you leave outside the body, when you travel outside the body, people can see you. Like Gao Minglu saw Grandmaster as tall as 2 floors of a building, and he even saw Grandmaster's back. That's the practice of the body. So they can make a form. But if you just practice the mind or the nature, then it's intangible, has no forms. So we say in Tantrayana, we practice both the body and the mind. So the body is the inner tantric practices, and the mind or the nature is the practices, the deity yoga, which is spiritual union with the yidam. Once you have the spiritual union with the yidam, then you definitely will go to the pure lands or Buddha lands. You have no forms. And ghosts are the same. They are a kind of ghosts that only have their nature. They have no forms. You cannot see them. And ghosts that have greater power, they also have their lives or bodies, and they can show you their forms. So So ghosts that cannot appear in forms, they only have their mind or nature. But ghosts that can appear in forms, that they have the body and the mind. So when the ghosts come, and they were cut off by Akalanata, that his sword flew and rotated and cut off the heads of the ghosts. So those are ghosts with huge powers, the group of ghosts. So ghosts with great powers, they can move things. And ghosts that cannot move things are just the general ghost. So what was it that were eradicated? It's their lives. All that's left is their energy. So the intangible ones, when they come in, they can be chased away. So from Taoism, it's divided into 3 Hun and Qi, 7 Po. So sometimes you eradicate 1 of the Po, or 2 of the Pos, or 3 of the Pos. There are 2 different kinds of souls inside one soul. So the ghosts that were eradicated, if 1 of the Hun or 1 of the Po were eradicated, then you're not complete anymore. So there are good ghosts, bad ghosts, evil ghosts, ghosts who absorb your energy. There are also good ghosts who help you. They're all different kinds. So, but a group of bad ghosts come to my house attacking me. So ghosts with the huge power were eradicated, so all that's left is just their souls, the nature of souls. Or the soul is divided into 3 Po and 7 Huns, and maybe some of the 3 or some of the 7 were eradicated. So now do you understand? That's the answer to Si Lian Yun from Malaysia. If Grandmaster did not know, I would fail to your test. What is it that's being eradicated? There's some ghosts that can speak. The ghost spoke to me. Really. I heard the ghosts talking to me. And they said, bring me to San Francisco. You don't want to live? Oh, the ghost wants to bring me to San Francisco. If my protector appears, you have no life anymore. If I go to San Francisco, I would put a flower on my head, on my hair. They don't dare to come anymore. Because the ghosts around my house were also incredible. Those ghosts that come to my house, they met the ghosts around my house. And they chatted with each other. Where are you guys going? To inside the house. And the ghosts around my house told the ghosts from San Francisco, don't go in. Why? They ask. Because we've been around here for a long time. We only see ghosts going in, but never see any of them coming out.
你们最好不要进去，
It's best if you don't go in,
外面就2个尸神在那里，
because there are 2 lion gods out there,
护法2个尸神在那里，
the
你们进去
protectors.
被咬得逃命了。
So the 2 lion gods, protectors right there. If you go in, you cannot escape from death. And inside there are also Akalanata and Yamantaka, my primary protectors. Akalanata and Yamantaka.
还有黑色的愤怒母，
And inside there's also the black wrathful Dakini.
我里面有什么？吉祥天，
I chant it every
释迦
day.
牟尼佛，
Mahasri Sakyamuni Buddha,
法王金刚，
Mahotara Heruka, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva,
阿弥陀佛，
Hiking Avalokitesvara Amitabha,
这个黑愤怒母，另外
Guru Padmasambhava,
不动明王，
and the Black Wrathful Dakini, Golden Mother, Akalanata, Yamantaka, and many of the earth gods too,
尊
and many other
进去
deities. So once you get in, how can you come back alive? Please don't come again, otherwise you would lose your life for nothing.
3岁的小明跑去跟妈妈讲，妈妈
A 3-year-old Xiaoming
把
went
我的血蝎咬
to mom
妈妈讲
that the dogs ate my
惩罚他。小明得意， 我已经惩罚他了，我把他今
and
天的伤
oh, the dog is bad, so we have to punish the dog.
整天
And the 3-year-old kid said, "Oh, I have punished the dog. I ate all of his food for the day so that he would get hungry.
有些东西不能吃。
Something can be eaten, something not."
小和尚问师傅，
The young monk asked
好男人
her master,
金姑娘
why an old man
讲善，
uh,
人找
has a young woman. Everybody praise him, but an old lady gets a young man, everybody will scold her. Why?
怎么讲？
Because one is eating meat and the other one is eating vegetarian. How come?
老牛吃的是润草，
And the old master said
小鲜肉，
that the old man is eating young shoot and the old lady is eating a fresh meat.
这里有
It's a
中
Chinese
国有
slang.
长城，美国有赌城，
Oh, this is play of word of Chinese.
香港有歌赋城，
This is a city in different places.
大马有槟城，马六甲有古城，沙劳越有猫城，霍家可和辽
Different cities.
有灰尘。
Yeah, place of words in Chinese.
这里也有问题，遇到了问题，先找自己是哪里有问题。
When you encounter a problem, first you seek the reason for the problems inside yourself.
也就怪地球没有引
So when you have constipation, please don't blame on the gravity.
所以人不能怪东怪西的。
That's why you cannot blame anybody, just blame yourself.
这里写着甘露力，珍藏的接受。
It's written here, the spiritual experiences of the increasing power of the nectar. And what is nectar? all water inside the body.
会变成有力量。
So the nectar can increase, can become powerful,
颂言
and the spiritual experiences.
以太阳
The verse, Sila and the
有
sun.
母处得之血分注于密处，以右血
Refers to specifically the blood component obtained from the mother, which is located at the secret area and absorbed through the momentum of its movement in the right blood channel. After its power increases and mixed with the other nectar, if it self-propels the blessings in the sighting and dream experience, one will see the suns of the 3,000 volts, and in the bodily sensation, one will feel the red light encircling. The verse, Kapu and the bright moon, refers to the white body obtained from the father, which was raised to the brow point and absorbed through the momentum of the left semen channel. Upon its increase and blending with all of the other nectar in the sightings and dreams experiences, one will see the bright moon of the 3,000 volts, and in the bodily sensation, one feels the white light encircling. Two different practices and two different spiritual experiences. One will see the suns of the 3,000 volts, and the sensation is red light. And the other one would see the bright moon of the 3,000 volts and the white light encircling. So we say 3 channels. There are 3 channels. When we practice the 9 cycle Buddha breathing, there are 3 channels. At the center is the most important central channel, and then the right channels and the left channels. So Sila and the sun, that's the right channel, Sila. The right channel is also called Sila.
右血脉运行之力摄持，你特别由母处得之血分注于密处。
Specifically, the blood component obtained from the mother, which is located at the secret area. We have blood inside our body,
红菩提
and this blood is also called the red body,
红色的甘，
red body or red nectar.
我的印气印在哪里？用你的右
And at this time, you move your qi
右脉的
where? The power of the right channel
让这个气
to make the qi
水跟这个血
with the water, which is blood, to increase
其他甘露
and mix with the other nectars
能够增长，
so that the blood
这
can
加持的力量
increase
一直持续走，
and continually to bless,
可以看
to
到
give blessing.
3000
And in the spiritual experiences, one can see the suns of the 3,000 worlds.
身的接受，
And the bodily sensation,
有身的接受，就是看见
one
太阳，然后感觉到红，
sees the suns and feels the red light encircling your body.
这是属于身的接受。卡布就属于左脉，
And Kapu is the left channel.
处得的白菩提，
So the white body obtained from the father. And what is the white body?
就是明点，
It's the light drops.
处得的白菩提住在明点
So the white body obtained from the father,
这里，
which was
用你的
residing
左脉的力
at
量
the brow point,
其处的力量增长，这个时候你白菩提会增长。
and
景象
upon its increase and blending with all the other nectar, at this time the white body will increase through the momentum of the left semen channel.
围绕在你的
In the sighting and dream experiences, one will see the bright moons, white light, encircling your body. So you practice this through the 9-cycle Buddha breathing. So I teach you to inhale through the right nostrils. The qi enters through the right channel and then the left channel exiting. That's the practice. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then in the future, you use your right channel, you can see the sun and red light. And utilizing your left channel, you can see the moons and the white light. That's how it is. So that's the spiritual experiences. So to increase the power of the red body and the white body. And in order to increase the white body, you also need food. In order to increase your white body, you have to eat hura. In order to increase your white body, you have to eat balls. And to increase your red body, for Taiwanese, they like to eat pork's liver. Anything that increase blood or tonify blood. And what else? What is it called? The red Hong Cai To. So any red vegetables will increase your red body. And what kind of food will increase your white body? What kind of food will increase your red body? And then you use your qi channels and light drops to increase your white body and red body. My guru taught me how to increase your white bodies is the divine water practice. As we age, your saliva will decrease. When you speak, you would feel dry mouth and stiff tongue, and many old people would always smack their lips. You have to increase your saliva. Like now, I'm salivating. I don't salivate when I see women, okay? Just with a thought, then I would salivate. You should frequently swallow your saliva to increase your white body. I will not tell how old I am. I always feel I'm just 20 years old. Lots of light drops, lots of saliva, lots of light drops. Both the white body and the red body increase. I have red light and white light encircling me. So this is very important. Om Mani Padme Hum.